can count on. This is WAAY 31 News at 10.
And we start with breaking news tonight at 10. A boy shot in Huntsville this evening. Not a lot of information right now, but according to Hemsey, the victim is a male juvenile shot in the leg. Hemsey got the call at 8:18 from Binford Drive. The boy taken to Huntsville Women's and Children's Hospital. No word yet on how he's doing or any other information about the circumstances of the shooting, but we will update you as soon as information comes in. And thanks for joining us for WAAY 31 News at 10. I'm Jim Abbott. Hot earlier today and about to get much hotter. In fact, there is a heat advisory already in effect. WAAY 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle has been talking about this for a few days now. And Jeff, we're talking triple-digit feels-like temperatures.
That's what we're going to be tracking for the next few days. In fact, that heat advisory runs at least through Sunday. It may be extended beyond that. And we will chat more about the building heat wave and what looks to be the hottest stretch of weather we've had all summer long coming up in your forecast. We have had some noisy storms out there this evening, especially out in the shoals. Things are getting a little bit better there, but did want to focus on that with 31 triple Doppler. There is a flash flood warning in effect for the area that you see drawn by the green line there across Lauderdale County. So just be aware, could be some spots where there's a little bit of a high water, although we are starting to see a decrease in the rain intensity there in Lauderdale County. Big storms do continue, though, east of Muscle Shoals right now, leading to Town Creek and around Rogersville, also moving into western parts of Limestone County. This is likely going to hold on a little bit longer, but we should see a general decrease in rain activity as the night wears on. Some other thunder showers to track near Newmarket, northeast Madison County, heading into western Jackson County. And we've got a thunder shower there just outside of Athens also. All that continuing through the area for maybe the next hour or so. Here's the view in Muscle Shoals with our Thompson Roofing and Construction Skycam network. Still seeing a good bit of lightning again occurring there just east of Muscle Shoals right now with that heavier thunderstorm. Not seeing severe weather, but again, very heavy rainfall, very frequent lightning are our main concerns. Temperatures area-wide, they have cooled back into the 70s. We'll drop a little bit more through tomorrow morning, and we are expecting a quiet start to your Thursday. Mid-70s out the door, and then a quick climb into the mid-80s by 10 o'clock in the morning. Back in a few moments. Again, hottest weather of the summer so far on the way. We'll take a look coming up in your forecast.
Workplace violence continues to be a serious problem in healthcare, but Huntsville Hospital Health System says it's seeing a significant drop in those incidents. As Corinna Shadoan explains, the hospital security team is even getting some national recognition.
At Huntsville Hospital, security officers respond to everything from heated arguments to physical violence.
Staff, visitors, physicians, everyone that walks in the facility should not have to worry about their safety while they're on campus.
Violence against healthcare workers reached record levels across the country during the pandemic. 43% of healthcare workers in the U.S. reported some kind of threat at work in 2022, according to the NIH.
So in healthcare across the nation, it's approximately 90% of all workplace violence is patient on staff.
Over the past 3 years, Huntsville Hospital has seen the number of reported threats drop significantly, down 28% overall, and nearly cut in half in the emergency room. Brett Bramlett, Huntsville Hospital's Director of Security, says one of the biggest factors is training.
It's de-escalation training, and so we've trained 11,000 employees in recognizing when people are escalating with their emotions.
Staff have also been equipped with wearable alarms, and security canines are now on site.
When you see an officer with a K9, it just de-escalates, and it also puts staff mind at ease.
And that work is now getting national attention. Huntsville Hospital security team is one of just 8 finalists nationwide for the 2026 Outstanding Security Performance Awards. Reporting in Huntsville, I'm Corinna Shadoan.
Unaccused cop killer in Culper County back in a courtroom today, just weeks before his murder trial for the death of Sergeant Nick Reisner set to start. Attorneys for Brian Martin and prosecutors discuss what evidence could and couldn't be used, as well as how jury selection will be conducted. The judge presiding over the case also has 7 new motions from Martin to consider. Many of them deal with Martin's criminal history and one of the men he allegedly killed 5 years ago. The judge says he will make a decision on those motions at a later date. A former Decatur police officer charged with murder asking a judge once again to push back his trial date. Attorneys for Mack and Bailey Marquette filed a renewed motion to continue on Tuesday. Well, they argue that the Alabama Supreme Court has not yet ruled on Marquette's immunity request following a hearing in January. They also say the state is not opposed to pushing back that trial date again. A Huntsville man charged with murder is now back in the Madison County Jail. That is after a grand jury indicted Byron Peterson. Now, police arrested Peterson last year, but his charges were later dismissed. Peterson, accused of shooting and killing Demetrius Jones at the Belmont Hill Apartments on Martin Road. He claimed self-defense for himself and his 14-year-old sister, saying Jones was making sexual remarks towards her. A former Ardmore High School teacher accused of sex crimes against a student will stand trial next week. Court records show that a jury will be seated starting Monday in Madison County. In April, a grand jury indicted Nicholas Murphy on 4 counts, including school employee engaging in a sex act with the student. He resigned January of 2025 from his position as a performing arts teacher at Ardmore High School. An Alabama woman out on bond after allegedly using a drone to try to smuggle contraband into a prison. Lysandra Guyton is charged with unlawful possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute and promoting prison contraband. Court documents allege she was paid nearly $1,000 to fly those illegal substances into Limestone County Correctional Facility in late April. Hundreds of professionals still in the Rocket City for another day of the Space and Missile Defense Symposium. But if you look past the massive defense giants filling the VBC this week, you'll also find a major presence from Huntsville's small local family shops. 4 years ago, brothers Blake and Colin Adams took a leap of faith to start Southern Laser, but they say it was not a corporate master plan. Rather, it was a grit and grind effort to provide for their families.
I had a young child whenever we started together and had to provide and just had to put our nose down and work and make the money come in. And yeah, it's cool working with family. A lot more honesty, transparency.
He says that honest, self-taught approach worked. In a tight-knit defense community, which runs almost entirely on word of mouth and trust, Southern Laser has quickly built a major reputation. Well, U.S. Space Command put boots on the ground 11 months ago within a day of President Trump's order to move the headquarters from Colorado Springs. 4 staff members were in Huntsville that day, but right now there are more than 113 staff on site, with nearly 100 more expected by the end of the year. Intelligence analysts, mathematicians, foreign allies, national security experts, they are all seated in secure office space in temporary facilities watching the sky. In the meantime, the foundation is being laid here for the new logistics support warehouse as the massive permanent command and control facility is still being designed. General Stephen Whiting says he is using a new set of authorities outside traditional military construction procedures to get those facilities built faster.
Act. So that is allowing us to build this facility in a different way than the Department of Defense has done in the past. Much more a way that looks like how commercial industry would build a building. And that should allow us to get into that building faster and hopefully maybe even cheaper.
General Whiting says the bids for construction go out in a few weeks. He does not expect to move here full-time for about a few years, but he did hint at a new partnership between Colorado Springs and Huntsville that should be announced soon as more and more people keep moving east. Alabama will receive part of a $1 million commitment from Meta. The Future is for Everyone Fund works in communities where the company's artificial intelligence infrastructure is located. Now, according to Meta leaders, that includes Huntsville and Montgomery. Last year, Meta announced it was expanding its commitment to a Montgomery data center, pumping as much as $1.5 billion into that project. The Department of Homeland Security is eyeing a new purchase for its ICE agents' electric shock gloves. Civil rights advocates are questioning that plan. ABC's Olivia Rubin has more information on the possible purchase, which could cost millions of dollars.
ICE agents have faced backlash after confrontations resulted in multiple fatal shootings this year. Now DHS saying it's looking to arm those agents in another way. This is the new piece of equipment that ICE agents could soon be armed with, electric shock gloves, made by Compliant Technologies, touted and featured on their website. The Department of Homeland Security looking to spend as much as $20 million, according to proposal documents submitted. The device is called GLOVE, which stands for Generated Low Output Voltage Emitter, the company who makes them demonstrating their power on social media. The company says officers must press a switch to activate the gloves. According to the company, the gloves must directly touch a person's skin for the shock to work. In a statement to ABC News, the ACLU slamming the move, saying giving ICE agents, quote, a concealed means of delivering terrible pain is a recipe for more harm to the public and less accountability. The Trump administration has faced criticism over the increasing force used in deportation efforts, resulting in at least 4 deaths, including in Minnesota with Renee Good and Alex Preddy, 2 American citizens, and 2 back-to-back fatal shootings last month in Texas and Maine, sparking outcry, prompting the administration to announce they'll equip every ICE agent in the field with body-worn cameras by the end of the month. In a statement, DHS saying in part that they are, quote, constantly assessing the needs of our officers in the field to ensure they have the tools and equipment necessary. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
I'm WAAY 31's Daryl Green here on Courthouse Square, and coming up after the break, big changes that are coming to this area.
Well, we are talking heat going forward from here, but we will leave you with another look at 31 triple Doppler with some storms that are moving through parts of North Alabama. Update on the rain chances the rest of the night, and again, that building heat wave coming up in your forecast.
Big bucks. Big dreams. No whammies. I said no whammies.
Press your luck Thursday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
The Madison County Courthouse that you have come to know for years will look a lot different very soon. Today, the Madison County Commission voted to demolish the current courthouse in place of a new one that is set to be built by 2030. Daryl Green is at the courthouse with how those closest to the courthouse are reacting.
Today's decision is the first step in what will be an extensive process up until 2030, meaning that the downtown area must prepare itself for construction and traffic limitations. For those who've been in this area for decades, embracing change won't come easy.
It was a little bittersweet because I know that the new courthouse will symbolize progress in some ways.
Harrison Brothers Hardware has had a front row seat to the courthouse square since 1897. Now, Donna Castellano is preparing for years of construction and what that could mean for parking, access, and business.
The businesses on the courthouse square, not just Harrison Brothers Hardware, but the restaurants and everyone else who's going to be affected by this.
Across the street, Mark McDaniel has practiced law in Huntsville for 50 years and owned his building here since 1991.
Hey, whatever inconvenience it is here, you know, while it's getting done, that's minor compared to what it's going to be for this community.
County leaders know that inconvenience will extend beyond the courthouse.
These adjacent businesses on the courthouse square are very much on our radar. We know they are concerned, and they should be, because it will impact what they do each and every day.
Vaughn says demolition will be dirty, dusty, and loud, but the county plans to work with downtown partners to limit the impact. And for a business that's watched this square change for more than a century, Castellano knows this will be another period of change to work through.
This too shall pass.
County leaders are expected to decide temporary locations for its current workers within weeks, and officials say getting those spaces ready could take 6 to 8 months. Reporting in Huntsville, Daryl Green, WAAY 31 News.
7 businesses in Athens will receive a total of $100,000 in reimbursements for property improvements. Earlier this week, the City Council approved those payments for businesses that are planning to upgrade their exteriors. And that includes signs, parking, and HVAC systems. Now, leaders say the city initially targeted districts 3 and 5 because they believe those areas have not experienced the same level of commercial growth as other parts of Athens. A proposed shopping center could be coming to the city of Coleman. The Coleman City Council agreed to a deal for that development at their Monday night meeting. Now, that shopping center would be 156,000 square feet, located along Swafford Road and Cherokee Avenue. That construction must begin by June of next year, and the first store must open 1 year later. However, the Coleman County Commission still needs to give final approval on that deal. North Alabama educators can get some help with resources for their students. The Tanger Kids Grant Program is going to start taking applications next Monday. That program allows teachers to request funding for classroom and school needs that support student success. Faculty members at public and private schools serving pre-K through 12th grade are eligible to apply. The deadline is October 18th.
Now, WAAY 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
We've had some heat this summer, but nothing quite like what we're about to get.
The stretch that we're going to see coming up here, the most significant that we've had all summer long. We've got the heat advisories. We may even see 100 degrees for the first time this summer in some areas also. Let's kind of talk about it, getting into your forecast. And the heat advisory, that's just your caution. Just to remind you that you can be overcome by the heat-humidity combination, and you just need to kind of alter what you do in terms of outdoor activity, particularly anything strenuous, whether that's working in the yard, maybe taking your daily walk or a run. Might want to reconsider either doing that altogether or the time of day that you choose to do it. That heat advisory does go now until Sunday evening. There's a good chance it'll be extended into at least Monday of early next week as well. Heat advisories issued when the heat index or the feels like temperature, which is a combination of the heat and humidity, when that reaches 105 or higher. We're expecting to see that to be the case for the next several days. We're right around it on Thursday. We are above it heading into the weekend, and maybe as high as 110 heading into the beginning of next week. So you really have to take it seriously and just exercise a little caution spending time outdoors. Temperature-wise, here's how we'll break down. 92 is the average, so that's kind of your reference point heading into mid-August. We're going to be above that. Mid-90s return the next few days, upper 90s on Sunday, and yes, I put 100 degrees there on Monday. And it's possible we may hit that mark on Sunday as well in parts of northwest Alabama in particular. So just be prepared for a scorcher coming up in the coming days. Temperature outlook beyond that weekend time frame. Unfortunately, there's no huge relief coming, and even though I expect we will ease back from around 100, we're still talking hotter than average for this time of year, likely through at least the end of next week. We've gotten some relief out there earlier today with some scattered showers that did cool the temperatures a little bit earlier than just losing the daytime heating, but it also contributed to some thunderstorm activity kind of lingering here through the evening hours with various little boundaries in place here across North Alabama. Nothing that is severe, but the storms have been packing a punch. You know that out here towards the shoals. Those are weakening a bit as they move into parts of Limestone, Lawrence County, but there's still some development that's happening. New thunder shower has formed here in East Limestone in the last 20-30 minutes. We also have a thunder shower tracking from Madison and on into parts of Jackson County. We will eventually see this wind down, but it may take another couple hours before that happens. Future radar still showing a little bit of active weather around midnight tonight, and then that does diminish through the late night hours. First thing tomorrow morning, we're dry to start, and then as we head through your Thursday, limited rain chances. We might pick up an isolated shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon, but that's likely about as significant as any rain is going to be tomorrow. We start in the upper 70s in the morning, already pushing into the 90s by the lunch hour. Expect to top out lower and mid 90s, and again, that heat index will reach triple digits for most, if not all, of the area. Our highs tomorrow, lowest in the northeast will be in the low 90s there, but places like Huntsville and points westward, 94, 95 looks to be pretty common, and that is just the beginning of what is to come. We get gradually hotter into the weekend, peaking with the heat Sunday, Monday, and then it does begin to ease back just a hair by the middle of next week, but we're still hotter than average, running in the mid-90s for your highs. No break in the humidity either. That'll keep our overnight lows running primarily in the 70s, and the rain chances, we really dialed them back. I'll keep a low-end chance for any given day, but that is only looking like it's around 10% or less.
So hot and dry.
Hot and dry for a lot of us, absolutely.
It's going to be interesting. A lot of excitement for the Powerball. I've been waiting for that. Here you go. Here are your winning numbers. They are 4, 26, 66, 67, 69. Sound like quick pick numbers. Your Powerball is 9. If there is no jackpot winner tonight, it will roll over again, and the next drawing is set for Saturday night. Good luck to you. We'll be right back.
48 News on your side this back to school year.
Well, those who need a little help getting around outdoors have a new resource now at Lake Guntersville. Leaders unveiled a new mobile terrain vehicle for the state park on Tuesday. It will allow visitors with mobility challenges to explore trails and also experience the park's beauty with a little greater independence. Tennessee Valley Authority provided the funding for that vehicle. Well, making history one potato at a time, Lawler's Barbecue and Kids to Love teaming up for Potatoes with Purpose. That's this coming Sunday afternoon. You're invited to enjoy a free stuffed potato at the Orion Amphitheater. Lawler's is trying to set a world record for the most potatoes ever served in a single day. The event also benefits Kids to Love, providing resources for children living in North Alabama foster care homes. Folks in Florence needing food can get a little help this weekend as well. Bethel Cumberland Presbyterian Church is giving away free food boxes on Saturday morning. The giveaway will start at 8 and it will run until all the boxes are gone. The church will ask for your name and phone number to give to the food bank. However, there are no eligibility restrictions to receive a box. All right, it's time to talk more high school football. Carl checks in on the Florence Falcons and how they're preparing for their upcoming season next in sports.
The Auburn Tigers back at work, this time in full pads. First time of fall campus. The running backs and rest of the football program got to work. Got a little more physical today for Alex Golish and company as they near their first scrimmage of fall camp in the coming days. As for the Crimson Tide of Alabama, just their second day in full pads, but a very important day on Thursday. That'll be the first fall camp scrimmage. There's so many positions up for grabs in that two deep, including at quarterback. You may have heard there is a competition in Tuscaloosa. I don't know if you've heard that or not. Going to be two young men battling for that job, and Keelan Russell and Austin Mack will have sights and sounds from Coach Kalen DeBoer after that scrimmage at Saban Field inside Bryant-Denny Stadium coming up tomorrow night in sports. And with that, we say, hey, welcome in, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We are so close to the start of the high school football season. Yeah, few games get underway on August 20th. That'll be a week from this Thursday. And then, of course, the first Friday night of the football season, which is week 0 for our teams within the area in the state, getting underway August 21st. We had a preview of the Muscle Shoals Trojans at 6 tonight. A preview of the Florence Falcons as the Falcons aim to make a little noise in a new classification. The Florence Falcons won 6 games last season at the Class 7A level, which is the highest level of football for state programs within the Yellowhammer State last season. But due to the Alabama High School Athletic Association's reshuffling of classifications for public and private, the Falcons now move to the 5A level with a number of familiar foes, including rival Muscle Shoals. Kenny Morrison, the head coach for the Falcons, not concerned about anything else but game 1, and that is week 0 against Pinson Valley.
Well, you know, everybody wants to have high expectations right now. Everybody's goal is to win region championships, beat your rivals, and play for a state championship. Our biggest challenge that these guys know, we preach it all the time, that we got to focus on us and we got to get better week in and week out, regardless of who we're playing. We play Pinson Valley the first night. I know that there's a lot of talk about the new region alignment, but I will continue to remind these guys, we open up with Pinson Valley, and we'll worry about the region folks when they get there.
Thank you, Carl. High school football, Florence, Muscle Shoals, man, they're always tough. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Good thing they're not playing right now because it is hot.
We're hoping it's going to cool down a bit by the time we get that rolling. Forecast, really the hottest 10-day I've had all summer long. We could see 100 before it is all said and done late into the weekend and early next week. Not much relief. Lowest temperatures we got there, 94, 95, so get ready to sweat it out. Meteorologist Amber Kulik will be in tomorrow morning. She will have an update on that hot weekend ahead.
Very good. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for watching WAAY 31 News at 10. Have a great night tonight. See you tomorrow.
Join us for the Liz Hurley Ribbon Run Saturday, October 17th.